Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. Richard Stoute is dead, and Mia Motley, right before the news broke, she was out there talking about an amphitheater for Richard Stoute dedicated to him, and that he would know that this thing is being dedicated to him. But Mia must have known that Richard Stoute was transitioning. She must have known that he was dying. She plays a lot of games, but be that as it may, I know how Barbadians like to, make saints out of people who have died, and he was someone known throughout Barbados, and he did his role. He put a lot of names out there, a lot of singers, even internationally. He was able to help people succeed. But Richard Stoute was not a saint, not by any means. He was not a saint. And I don't know if you remember that he got paid to star in a movie. I don't know if you know of that. And you call it a blue movie. In America, we call it X-rated. But he actually performed. He and some other Bajans performed in a movie, and he was known to be, a womanizer. He was known, parents watched their young children around him. It was known. These things were known, okay? There were a whole lot of rumors in the 90s about Richard Stoute, and even in his death, what he may or may not have died from, that's for you all to decide. But he was not a saint, but like many like him, many entertainers and many in the industry, you can propel someone's career. They have the power to do that, but the parents and the person themselves, they will have to keep their heads on while they're in that environment, because it's very addictive, it's very compelling. You can find yourself doing things that you would not normally do, and that's the industry he was in. That's the industry Richard Stoute was in. Entertainment. He was an entertainer, and he had a talent show, okay? A teen talent show. So Sophia Lovell, she was with him for many, many, many moons, and people wonder about what age did she start seeing Richard. There are a lot of questions, She's not the only one. She is not the only one. So Richard lived a very colorful life, but you cannot take away the fact that he did put many names on the map. He was instrumental in getting people's careers started, even, like I said, even internationally. So he did his role, but everyone have to fight their own internal, battles. Everyone, and the more talented and the more gifted you are, it seems as though you have a lot more to deal with than the ordinary person. So it's neither here or there, or it's not a criticism. It's just saying what is. You know what is, and you know who Richard Stoute was. Okay? You can cry, you can mourn, rest in peace, you can do whatever you want to do, but you do know the type of individual he was. And like I said, you have to take the good, bad, you have to take the indifferent, you have to take everything about someone, and then, you do what you need to do. But he will be immortalized in Barbados, and that's what they do. They immortalize people like Richard Stoute. And for schools, they usually name a school after their pedophiles. It's just what they do. It's just what happens in Barbados, because how do you look at someone and tell them to come back when it's all mostly cut from the same cloth. You know what I'm saying? But Richard Stoute has died. I had him on Naked Departure, and around 1:00 a.m. I got the news, and I put it up, and I see it now flown around social media. So yeah, he was probably, you could call him an icon. Well, he was someone who will be remembered, definitely remembered throughout the landscape and the history of Barbados. But Richard knows that he had to deal with a whole lot of issues, and not only him, anyone who is as talented as him, anyone who is as gifted as him, even ones not so gifted and not so talented. We all have to deal with our issues and set ourselves right. And maybe, he did. Maybe he did. This is Sherry Veronica.